John Jacobson with Sports Now. Looking forward to a big weekend of softball in Brooklyn Center, where they have 24 teams there for this tournament.
And all across the country they come from, right?
A lot of teams from throughout the country. 16 from Minnesota, though, so a lot of local flavor to the tournament as well. Brooklyn Center is the place to be this weekend for fans of big-time slow-pitch softball. The annual Dudley-Budweiser Classic gets started tonight, Friday, with some of the nation's top teams and some of Minnesota's best as well. I talked with tournament director Warren Bellm about the Dudley.
We've got the 3 best teams in the country here, and the local teams are going to take a shot at them to see how they do.
Tell me why this year's Dudley is so important to the local teams, the Minnesota teams that are playing in this.
Well, there's 16 teams that are basically from Minnesota that aren't as highly ranked as the 3 major teams here. The 3 major teams already have a World Series position. The teams below are playing for a World Series position. And basically, in the classifications of C and D, these 2 teams are playing to see who's going to win a world berth, which is at Disney, in September for both the C and the D classification.
You always have good crowds up here on the weekend. Do you hope that being that there are more Minnesota teams and a lot more at stake, that you'll draw more of a crowd in some of these games?
I really hope so. It's lately it's been a little different with the way the games have broken down, but now with this added element of the C and D teams, the local teams getting a chance to advance to a world tournament through this, it's really brought up the interest in the Twin City area.
Centennial Park here in Brooklyn Center is the main hub of the tournament, but you use other fields in the area as well.
Yes, in our provisional format, we'd have to go over to Becker and Crystal, and obviously we use Evergreen, which is here in Brooklyn Center. Hopefully, all we'll have to use is Central and Evergreen in Brooklyn Center to complete this event.
And finally, the games start when, and the championship is when?
The games start Friday night at 5 p.m. here at Central Parks, and over at Evergreen at 5:30. There's 3 games over there, and there's 5 sets of games here at Central. And the championship game is slated for 11 o'clock Sunday morning.
This is the 31st year for the Dudley in Brooklyn Center.